Hello everyone and welcome to the Complete Sports Updates. This is the show with the latest and trending stories in the world of sports are brought to you. My name is Abib Kuranga and alongside me is James and Baby. Together we shall be taking through the rounds as far as sporting stories in today's episode is concerned. And welcome to the show, James, and how are you doing today?
Thank you very much, Abib. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. It's always an amazing feeling to be back on the Complete Sports Updates. The Super Eagles of Nigeria are set to take on the Bafana of South Africa and the Mavubi of Rwanda in the 2026 FIFA World Cup Qualifiers. Here on Complete Sports Updates, we are going to preview the two matches. First off, the game against the Mavubi, which is going to come up at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium here in Nigeria, while the game against the Bafana will be played at the Free State Stadium there in South Africa. So welcome back to the show once more, James. So, following the 3 weeks of action in the club side, and the first international break is now upon us, with the Super Eagles of Nigeria now playing against the Amavubi of Rwanda as well as South Africa in the World Cup qualifiers. So, what are your expectations as regards to these encounters coming up, considering the fact that the Super Eagles of Nigeria are currently in a make or break situation?
Well, Abib, it's just like what you said, it's a make or break situation. It's unfortunate the situation they found themselves, fourth in the group that has South Africa, Lesotho, Zimbabwe, Benin Republic. These are teams that on a normal day you expect the Super Eagles to, just get over. And I don't know, maybe because they felt these are teams that they should beat. Because I remember during the qualifiers when the draws for the 2018 World Cup qualifier was made, we found ourselves in a group that had Cameroon, Algeria, Zambia. A lot of people were like, wow, the Super Eagles are not going to make it. But at the end of the day, they just streamroll everybody and qualified. So, so it's unfortunate they are in this kind of situation, fourth in the group with 7 points, just one win in 6. Not good enough. For me, this should be the worst. So far, the worst world qualifying campaign the Super Eagles have involved. So coming out this match, the 7 and 8, it's going to be very dicey. It's going to be very tough. I mean, they are playing against Rwanda here. The last time Rwanda came here, they won 2-1. But it was an inconsequential game. And the vast fixture on the World Cup qualifier, the Super Eagles won 2-0 in Gali. So the players, they know what is at stake. They don't even need motivation or any prophet to tell them anything. They know that everything is in their hands now. Even so, that even goes beyond the coach. They just have to come in and step up, because some of the guys who failed to qualify for the 2022 World Cup, they are still in the team. So I think that should be enough motivation for them to go into these two ties and make things happen. It's not going to be very easy. It's not going to be easy. You also play against the leaders, South Africa, who the last time they qualified for the World Cup, or when they hosted in 2010, and they want to, and they've missed like 3, if I'm not mistaken, 3 World Cups, and this is an opportunity for them to qualify, and they are going to do everything, and you've given them this opportunity, So, like I said, the Super League, they don't have any prophet or any soothsayer to tell them what is at stake. They know what is at stake. It's just for them to go there, get it 6 points, and let's see how they build up from there.
Absolutely. So you made mention of the victory at the Amahoro Stadium against Rwanda in Kigali, and which was actually the Super Eagles' solitary victory so far in the series. So considering the level of confidence and preparedness of the players called up, looking at that some of these players have actually had little to no minutes of action in their club side. Do you think it's going to affect their rhythm and all of that into the game against Rwanda? And do you also think that the game against Rwanda is actually very, very key to the game they will actually play against South Africa in their home stadium right there?
No, I think most of the guys they've been playing regularly for their club side. Check out Wabali. Though he got injured, but he still came back. He did well. Though they lost, but he saved the penalty. At least he's gotten game time under his belt. Usime scored last weekend. Olaino played for Forest. Some of they've been playing. Ademola Lookman. That's where the issue is. We don't know the kind of mindset is in right now because of the transfer issue. At the end of the day, we don't know. Maybe at the end of the day, because I learned a Turkish league might just save him, because just like what happened to Cine the last time, because I think their league is still, the transfer window is still open, so maybe he can still, but the kind of mindset he will take to the Super Eagles in the camp, that's what we don't know, because he needs psychologists now to really sit him down and talk with him, because among all the Nigerian players who got transferred, I think is the number one, because a lot of Nigerians were really focused on his own issue. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out. So the other guys, they've been playing. You know, they have minutes under their belt. You know, so for the question, whether this game, the game against Rwanda is going to show us whether the Super Eagles will, the kind of mindset they're going to take to the game against South Africa. If they to win against Rwanda, I think that will give them enough confidence to go into the game against South Africa, because that game against South Africa, if they should make it, I think it will kind of open the group again. You know, it will going to open the group, and at least that should serve as a motivation to go all out for it, because they just have to win their remaining 4 games. There is no room for errors again. You've messed up in the early stages. You just have to make amends now, and not just making amends. You must hope that other games too go your way, because it's about the calculator now. We've gone back to the calculator permutation. So let's just see how things pans out. The most important thing, they should beat Rwanda. If they should do that, you know that if taking care of Rwanda is out of the way. So let's just see how things pans out.
Absolutely, let's just see how things pans out for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because missing out on in back-to-back World Cup tickets is actually will actually do a lot of damage as regards to the spirit of the team and all of that. And we do hope that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will get the much needed wins as far as the quest of qualifying into the World Cup proper is concerned. So let's talk about the window. We made mention of a transfer window and all of that. So the deadline was actually on Monday at 7 p.m. with some players actually making the moves all around. So let's talk about Nigerian players who actually made those moves. Samuel Chukwueze moving from AC Milan to Fulham. We talk about some other players. So those are also completing that move to Panathinaikos. Victor Boniface also leaving Bayer Leverkusen on a loan deal to Werder Berlin, and a host of some other players as far as Nigeria is concerned. So what say you about the moves so far as regards to the 2025 summer window?
Well, Nigerian players, they were involved in the transfers. For me, I think the Super Eagles players, they went to decent clubs. I wonder as they went to the biggest of just like what we saw with Isaac going to Liverpool. That was a very big move. But I think our players went to decent sides. Chukwueze from AC Milan, 7-time European champions, to Fulham. Some people want to
Europa League finalists in 2020.
Desas from Rangers, one of the biggest team in Scotland, to Panathinaikos, one of the biggest teams
in Greece.
Chukwueze to Fulham, like I said. My only fear is Rukudari, who went to Wolves. Wolves this season, they've been struggling. I don't want the situation to be like that upon Paul Onuachu, who left Genk to Southampton, and they ended up relegating. So I don't want it to go into. I hope that Wolves will be able to pick themselves up back, because they've lost all their games in the league. The only victory they've recorded this season was in the League Cup. When they won
struggling West Ham United.
So I hope things will turn around for them, because we don't want to be part of a club that is struggling. I mean, the pressure and everything will get to you. Then what is it called? Boniface went to Werder Bremen. He's still in Germany. Some people said that he should have stayed back at Leverkusen, because at the end of the day they sacked Erik ten Hag. So who knows? Maybe the new coach would have given him more playing time. But the deal has been done. So we just have to go there and make things work. So like I said, they just Nigerian players, they made decent moves. Not the head shaking transfers, but just decent side that I hope, because Chukwueze went on loan. Some of their moves were on loan. So what's it called? This guy from Getafe went to Crystal Palace, the FA Cup champions. And we have the opportunity to see most of these guys in the Premier League, the biggest, to me, the biggest league in the world. I mean, what better way to have the chance to see your top stars, doing it week in, week out. So let's just hope they'll be able to prove themselves.
Absolutely. What's a better way to, to see your players actually making the moves to the biggest league in the world. So, viewers, this is where we're wrapping things up as far as proceedings in today's episode is concerned. Do well to like and comment on as far as this show is concerned, and do take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.